For today's math lesson, we are going to be completing a performance task to show what we know about Topic 6. We will be completing this activity in our Envisions Volume 1 workbook. On page 279 is where we are beginning. Let's begin with our first problem. It says Dinosaur Project. Ms. Johnson's class is doing a dinosaur project. The tally chart shows which dinosaurs the students chose. Number 1. How many more students chose T-Rex than Triceratops? Explain how you know. You can use pictures, numbers, or words. To begin working on this problem, you will first need to count how many Triceratops were in the tally chart and also how many T-Rexes were in the tally chart. You can use this space here and use pictures, numbers, or words. We are wanting to find out how many more students chose T-Rex than Triceratops. Once you know how many there are of each dinosaur, you can use addition or subtraction to solve. Then you'll write your answer in the blank for how many more students chose T-Rex. You will need to pause the video to work on each of your questions. At the end of the video, we will go over our answers together. I'm going to begin reading question number 2, so now is a good time to pause the video. Question number 2 says 2 students were absent when the class made the tally chart. They chose their dinosaur the next day. Ms. Johnson said that now 2 dinosaurs had the same number. Which dinosaur did the 2 students choose? How do you know? For number 2, it is important to remember that we are now adding 2 votes to our tally chart. The 2 dinosaur votes that were added now shows that 2 dinosaurs on our chart have the same number. Would these 2 votes go to Triceratops, T-Rex, or Apatosaurus? So imagine if 2 votes were added to Triceratops, it would show 1, 2. Does this vote make any of these dinosaurs match? What if you took and added the 2 votes to T-Rex? Do any of these votes match? And what if the 2 votes were added to Apatosaurus? Do any of the votes match? Then you will write the name of the dinosaur that the 2 students chose. The name for the dinosaurs are located here at the top. Then you can write the equation you used or how you are able to know that that was the answer in the space provided. For our next page, page 280, we have 2 problems to complete. Problem number 3 says Miss B's class is also doing a dinosaur project. The tally chart shows which dinosaurs the students chose. The students will draw their dinosaurs on the picture graph below when they finish their reports. Fill in the picture graph to show what it will look like when all the reports are finished. To complete number 3, you will have to look here at the tally chart and match the Triceratops here and find that word here. So the Triceratops are the purple dinosaurs. Count how many tally marks there are and make sure that the picture graph matches that same amount. We will need to show what the graph will look like when all of the reports are finished. So for T-Rex, you will also count the number of tallies and make sure it matches the number of T-Rexes here. If there are not enough, you can put an X or a circle or some kind of symbol showing that you filled in the picture graph. You will do the same for the Apatosaurus. Make sure that the pictures also match the tallies. If you need to know which dinosaur is which, match the words here. So this is Triceratops, T-Rex, and the Apatosaurus. So we are just filling in the rest of the picture graph from the tally chart for number 3. Once you have completed filling in the picture graph for number 3, number 4 says how many students still need to finish a report on the T-Rex. How many students need to finish a report on the Apatosaurus? To answer number 4, you will have to look at your completed picture graph and count how many spaces did you have to fill in for the T-Rex and how many spaces did you have to fill in for the Apatosaurus. Then, in the box here, you can write blank number of T-Rex. So if you had to add 2 T-Rex, for number 4, you could write 2 T-Rex. Or if you had to add 3, then you would write 3 T-Rex. And the same for the Apatosaurus. We just want to know how many had to finish their report for the T-Rex and the Apatosaurus. And again, you will need to pause the video as you are working through this activity. Since we have finished reading and going over our questions, I am now going to go over the answers. If you are still working on your assignment, which is perfectly fine if you are, now is a good time to pause the video. For number 1, when it answered, how many more students chose T-Rex than Triceratops, we would need to look at the total number of Triceratops, which was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the total number of T-Rex, which was 5, 10, 11, 12. And then you could use addition or subtraction to help you solve. I'm going to choose subtraction. We want to know how many more students chose T-Rex than Triceratops. So I'm going to take my total number of T-Rex, subtract my Triceratops, and the answer would be 3. 3 more students chose T-Rex than Triceratops. You could also use addition if you would like to solve that way. You would take the total number of Triceratops and have to fill in the blank for 9 plus what would get you 12. 9 plus 3 would still get you 12. Which either method you use to solve, our answer would be 3 more students. For number 2, we had to add 2 more votes to our dinosaur project. A very important piece of information is that it says now 2 dinosaurs had the same number. We know from our first problem that there were 9 Triceratops, 12 T-Rex, and now we can count that there are 5, 6, 7 Apatosaurus. If we are adding 2 votes to one singular dinosaur, look at which number we could add to, and it would be the same number as another dinosaur. If we take the 7 Apatosaurus and add the 2 votes, that would give us 7 plus 2, which is equal to 9. 9 is the same number as the Triceratops votes. So which dinosaur did the 2 students choose? That would be the Apatosaurus. Then we should have wrote the name of the dinosaur to which the votes went to. The Apatosaurus. Next, for question number 3, we had to complete the picture graph below to show what it would look like when all the reports are finished. We needed to compare our tally chart to our picture graph to see which votes were missing. We know that there are 5, 6, 7, 8 Triceratops votes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 T-Rex votes, and 5, 6 Apatosaurus votes. Now let's compare our tally chart numbers to our picture graph. We should have 8 Triceratops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This picture graph matches the tally chart for Triceratops, so we will not be adding any. Next, we are supposed to have 9 T-Rex. Let's count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 9, so we should have added to our T-Rex. We have 5, so let's count on till we get to 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now our picture graph in our tally chart matches for T-Rex. For the Apatosaurus, we had 6 tally charts. On the picture graph, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are needing to add more to get to 6. Let's count on. We had 4, 5, 6. On your picture graph, you should have filled in 4 T-Rex and 2 Apatosaurus. Our chart would help us answer question number 4. It wanted to know first how many students still needed to finish their report on the T-Rex. We had to fill in 4 spaces on our T-Rex chart. We could say that 4 more T-Rex. Or on your paper, if you just have 4 T-Rex, something to show me that the number 4, you are counting for T-Rex. And for the Apatosaurus, we had to add 2 more. And for this, I am just going to put a capital A because I do not want to spell out Apatosaurus again with my writing tool. And that would finish our performance test activity for today. Tomorrow we'll be taking our practice test, and then we will take our math test. So far, our review of topic 6 has been going very well. I have been very impressed with seeing how well everyone has remembered what we learned in this topic. If you have any questions or think of something that you're not so sure about, please let me know before we take our test. When you take your practice test, notice if you have any trouble with any of the questions. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'll see you later.